Welcome, Pulmonauts, to the metaphysical and psychological benefits of Soma Breath. So when we go into our breath hold and we start to come up against the resistance of our breath hold, so we're deep in a breath hold, the CO2 builds up, the receptors in our cerebellum start to send this very strong urge to our respiratory system to start breathing. It's an unconscious autonomic response hardwired into the system to keep us alive. So when we breath hold, we come up against this incredibly strong impulse. So what that can do for us is that when we come up against that breath hold and we go beyond the comfort zone, we can really stretch ourselves into some benefits that translate into our everyday life. And I've noticed this in my own life, in particular, responding as opposed to reacting to patterns and certain behaviours. So because we stretch ourselves when we're in the breath hold, the urge to breathe comes up really strongly, and we calmly face that incredibly strong impulse to breathe by surrendering into it, by using different techniques, different relaxation techniques, by coming into our heart, by really surrendering into it, not fighting it, not pushing up against it, not trying to beat it, but surrendering into it. It has this real stretching to our psychology, into our brain health, and it translates to our everyday life. So it's a real psychological benefit of pushing in and pushing beyond the comfort zone in the breath hold. So that's number one, the breath hold. The other ones I've got here on my list is manifestation. So manifesting is a really, I kind of put it in the metaphysical benefits of Soma Breath. When we're deep in our exhalation hold, we've hyperoxygenated the system, and we come to our breath hold and we go deep into this meditative state, and we're actually subconscious at this place at this by the time we've done all our 2 to 5 minutes of rhythmical breathing. By the time we get to our exhalation breath hold, we're in a real alpha theta state of a brainwave state. We are parasympathetic in our nervous system, and we go deep into a subconscious state. So in this place, we can really do some manifesting, and we can get deep into our subconscious programming, and that's where a lot of our imprinting and a lot of our filters exist. So this is just, it's one of the benefits of going deep into that hypnotic, self-hypnotic state where we can really start to manifest. And I just want to really briefly go over some key things for manifesting. We want to always come from a place of gratitude. So if we start our breathwork practice from gratitude, we can always find something to be grateful for, no matter how tough things are going. So gratitude is a key point. Also, letting go. So once we call in what we want to call in our exhale hold, we see it done, we're using all our senses, we're seeing it, we're tasting it, we're feeling it, and when we come into our inhalation breath hold, we let it go. So we're letting it go to the universe, we let go of holding on to it. So if that fits your worldview, the idea that the universe is going to provide for you, then that's the idea there, is we've called it in and we're just going to let it go. And we're going to stop obsessing over it, and we're going to let our reticular activating system take over, and we're going to start to, as we go back to our lives, we see synchronicities happening. And if we're attuned to those, we take action, then we reinforce this loop within ourselves, within our intuition, and we take action towards those synchronicities that should be aligned with what we've called in. And so which brings us to taking action. So to finish that loop, you really need to take action to reinforce to your system, to your soma, to your nervous system, to you as a person, that what you've called in is appearing in your life, and you are now taking action to complete that loop. What else have I got here? Understanding self. So in these deep states, these deep hypnotic states, when our default mode network is going offline and we're in a deep parasympathetic nervous system state, and we're having these big bursts of gamma, we can have some real insight into ourselves. Often if we come to our breathwork practice and we don't know what is what we want to call in, if we're looking to understand ourselves, that is our intention, that is what we're bringing. Can I have some insight? I'm asking a question of my spirit, my soul, of the highest part of myself, my superconsciousness, whatever fits your frame of reality, and we go deep into ourselves. And understanding the self is through an epiphany, an insight, a download. This is extremely possible in this state. So it falls within the benefits, the metaphysical and the psychological benefits of Soma Breath. So that's about it. I think I've ticked off everything there on my list. Hope this serves you in some small way. I hope it encourages you to go deep into your practice, to have a daily practice in which you are getting a dose of hypoxia and you're manifesting and calling in what it is that your true will and your highest self really wants. Namaste.